And this is the question that I get more than anything ever, is what time do you wake up in the morning? 2:15. And then I snooze until 2:24, and I'm out the door at 3:17 a.m. every single day in order to get here.
You kind of learn a little bit about her, right? 3:17, not a minute before, not a minute after.
How hard is it to be here at 4 o'clock in the morning? To me, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. It's all mental.
At 2:45, it feels the same. If the alarm clock's waking me up, it doesn't matter what time it is.
Do you have more than one? I have 3 settings because you have 5. 2:15 is my new 7:15, right? Like you said, it's kind of what we do. It's normal, and I don't think it's any different than anybody else. My kids come home and they get to watch Dad nap. It's a special moment.
That's the best part of the day. That couple hours, the house is quiet, except for my snoring. He hears it from Hamburg.
I've always thought that it's like a continuation of the conversation maybe you were having at your kitchen table the night before in the morning with us. I feel like we're kind of talking to you and giving you a high five as you get out the door.
Yeah, you know, news can be so depressing, and I feel like Daybreak is the exact opposite. We tell you what you need to know to start your day, but we also have fun.
And kind of just embrace this place we love, man. There's something like tantalizing about it, something that sucks you in.
I like tantalizing.
Yeah.
It's a word I like to.
I like
it's
the
a word
finger
I
motion
enjoy.
to go with tantalizing.
Not early enough.
No, never. About 9:30, it's typical. And then another couple hours in the afternoon. I've had people say, that's not a nap, that's the second half of your night's sleep.
Right. Napping is critical. Jay, my husband knows if I don't get a nap, and even Elliot knows at this point.
You turn into something we can't
Stay
envision.
away.
Yeah.
Stay away from me. I'll admit it.
What time do you go to bed at night?
9 o'clock.
9. So you
To
push
wake
it
up at
too.
2:15.
Right. I'm between 9 and 9:30. Theoretically, we probably should get more sleep,
Yeah.
but sometimes can't shut it down.
Best part of the job, it's different every day. You don't know what you're going to walk into. That's also the worst part of the job on some days too.
Yeah. Being able to be a voice for the voiceless and tell stories that really can make a difference, that's definitely the best part of the job for me.
Yeah, I would say the best part of the job for me is that I'm looking at the weather and maps just like everybody else when they wake up. You kind of want to wake up and go, is this going to be big? You know, that's the question I hear all the time. Is this going to be the big one? And it's kind of fun to dive in and see if that's true.
My favorite thing about Buffalo and Western New York by far is the people. We truly are the city of good neighbors, so for sure.
If you're from here, you're part of it, and it's a big family. But once you are accepted,
Right.
you're from here,
And
whether you
at
like
least-
it or not.
And at least Buffalo is accepting. Some cities aren't. Here, it's kind of like you can be new, but you feel a part of the team right away.
It makes me think of that, like the Andy Dalton story, where he,
yeah.
you know, Western New Yorkers came through and raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for Andy Dalton's
That
charity.
does not happen in another city.
But it's so much more than just Bill's Mafia. I mean, it's the people who push others' cars out of big snowbanks and, you know, come through to donate tens of thousands of dollars.
Hard pressed to find a lot of athletes who stay in the city that they played for.
Hockey guys, Darryl Sittler and Marcel Dion, both Hockey Hall of Famers, never played here, but they lived here. I mean, that says a lot about Buffalo.
Also says a lot about your hockey knowledge.
That's it. I don't know much, but I know hockey.
Yeah, he's hysterical. It's genuine, it's funny, and it's not like an act. It's not a show.
He also walks into the newsroom and immediately will give you a hug or a fist bump, and every single person in the newsroom.
So it's not just me, okay, because I was wondering about that. Lots of hugs.
One day he walked into the newsroom, he was filling in on weather in the morning, and he walked into the newsroom to jock jams, like pump up, like it was
I don't.
hysterical.
He needs his own theme music.
What motivates me? Food. I will do anything for food.
A good winter storm. That motivates me. When I see a storm on the maps and I see it coming, man, I'm like at Disneyland. I know, and some people get tired of the snow and the cold or maybe the enthusiasm for it, but I can't help it.
It's the complete opposite of me. See, going back to the hardest part about this job, the hardest part is I haven't had a snow day since 1987.
We tell everybody to stay inside, and we have to come to work and work longer days.
I was a night manager at a grocery
Bells or
store.
Super Duper?
Well, this one was in Brockport, but I cut my teeth at Bell's. Yes, we used to call it Hell's Bells. We had a lot of fun, and we'd do things like
Careful.
bowl with frozen turkeys and ketchup bottles.
Okay, we're keeping
And
it
do
clean.
pallet
Okay.
jack races around the store.
As
and
you
we'd
do.
usually mess up an end cap.
Before I was in TV, I was a after-school camp counselor and a summer camp counselor.
Did you have a clipboard and a visor?
Of course I did. And I was so good at boondoggle.
My grandparents had a clothing store. I worked there for years. I worked for the U.S. ski team, which was kind of fun. But I was always in retail, but it's still kind of in my genes. No pun intended.
A boy from Alexander Central Schools, and he graduated this past year, and I'm celebrating great grads. He took 17 AP classes, but the school didn't offer that many, so he just taught himself, and he aced all of the APs. He was accepted into almost every single Ivy League school.
We can relate.
Yeah.
He's a three-sport athlete, the captain of his sports, but more than anything, he's just a really nice kid. So it was really, really an honor for me to tell his story.
Plus, he was in musical theater,
Yeah.
which hit a home run with her.
Anyone who's on stage and likes Broadway is my cup of tea. Jesse.
We started doing a number of stories that, are hidden history, things that people didn't know about Buffalo. But when it really got traction is I did a story, an airplane was found in an Arctic lake by a fisherman in Russia. And it was so well preserved, the remains of the pilot was in there, the flight log, they could read all the serial numbers, and it turns out the plane was built in Niagara Falls at Bell Aviation. And that story got so much traction. It won a Murrow, an AP award, and an Emmy. And at that point they said, you know what, maybe these stories are worth something. So that's the way it got the momentum, and I've been doing them ever since.
And you're never lacking for ideas. I always am so blown away that week after week you're able to turn out these stories of unknown stories.
Well, and everything or person has some connection to Buffalo that only you find.
Yeah, my favorite story, one Gary Malaburn, drummer for Steve Miller Band, Van Morrison, you name it. I was talking to him about another story, and he says, I got a better one for you. You know the song Swingtown? I said, yeah, Steve Miller Band. You know how it starts? He said, I wrote that drum beat when I was a member of the UB marching band.
No way.
And they would never let me play it, so they're in the studio, they don't have a shape, don't have a start. Exactly. That was written for the UB marching
No way.
band.
That's cool.
And this happens all the time, that they talk about music and I have no idea. And TV and movies. And
she just goes right to her phone.
We're 10 years apart and I feel like it's a generation. They're like my brothers. I love them and I hate them.
Much older brothers.
Annoying brothers.
Mm-hmm.
We're good at it. We're good at it. Did I really move to Hamburg because it snows there? You weren't supposed to ask that question because now they know. It's very true. But I guess it's out now. Now I'm in trouble.
You did your research before you moved here.
It's true. I mean, as I admitted, I love snow. I kind of wanted to be where it's and I was told Hamburg. We could redo that.
You really say that?
Yeah, I did. Didn't mean to.
And that happens all the time in Daybreak too. Okay. Can I eat now?
I think that was kind of fun. That was cool.